Kate Middleton's mom, her mom.
Yes, that is right. Carole Middleton just opened up exclusively to the
Carole Middleton has given her first public interview after more than a decade of staying silent. For years, Kate's mother avoided the spotlight until she could no longer stand the rumors and speculation surrounding her daughter's life. From how Kate met Prince William to him being unfaithful, she sets the record straight. But why now? And what has she been protecting all this time? Join us as we take a closer look at what Catherine's mother reportedly said and why it has everyone talking. Carole finally broke her silence after 13 years. Carole Middleton arrived at her first public interview visibly uncomfortable. She avoided sitting, brushed off small talk, and immediately walked the interviewer through the party pieces offices, narrating the business as if movement offered protection. For 13 years, she had stayed silent while Catherine became one of the most scrutinized women on the planet. She learned that every word could be twisted. But this interview was about timing, not comfort. Party pieces had reached a milestone worth acknowledging. More importantly, circumstances had shifted. Catherine was battling serious health challenges. Online speculation about the royal marriage had intensified, often straying from reality. The Middletons, once background figures, were now discussed as influential players in the monarchy's future. Staying quiet was no longer neutral. Throughout the conversation, Carole remained deeply aware of perception. She paused often, reconsidering her phrasing, worrying about assumptions. The self-monitoring showed someone who understood that public opinion doesn't wait for clarification. Speaking out became necessary as social media amplified false narratives about Catherine's life, her health, and her relationship. What began as fringe speculation quickly reached mainstream audiences. Silence had allowed the conspiracy theories to grow. Every non-response from the palace was treated as proof of a cover-up, and every photograph was analyzed and twisted online. Traditional royal crisis management, waiting quietly and letting stories fade, no longer worked in the digital age. Carole recognized this reality. Algorithm-driven speculation could not be stopped by dignity or restraint. The theories about her daughter's health and marriage were spreading uncontrollably. Immediate action was required to protect Catherine's reputation. The interview carried risk. Speaking meant ending 13 years of careful silence and putting herself in the public spotlight, opening her motives and life to scrutiny. But the greater danger lay in remaining quiet, while rumors continued to erode her daughter's image. Carole chose the timing carefully. The party piece's anniversary provided a reason to appear publicly without seeming defensive. The occasion allowed her to frame the conversation around celebration and family, creating a natural opportunity to tell her story and provide context that online speculation ignored. She also understood the shifting media landscape. Traditional editors no longer controlled the narrative. Stories circulated and mutated online across platforms beyond palace influence. By speaking directly, Carole could provide content that would travel through the same channels spreading misinformation, establishing an authoritative account of events that could compete in the digital space. Most importantly, Carole had a unique position. She was neither palace staff nor Catherine herself, whose words carried diplomatic weight. As a mother, she had the credibility and personal authority to speak openly about her family, offering insight that no one else could. This perspective made her intervention both necessary and effective. Carole spoke as a mother who had watched her daughter endure relentless scrutiny, and as a strategist who understood that narratives form regardless of participation. She wasn't reacting to rumors, but narrowing their space. She presented herself as someone who made decisions when necessary, then stepped back. By the end, the initial restlessness had faded. What remained was resolve. Someone who had decided that saying nothing had become the greater risk. The most stunning revelation involved a damaging affair rumor and the decisive step she took to address it. William's alleged affair, with Rose Hanbury. Carole intervened after the rumors tied to Prince William, and Rose Hanbury grew powerful enough to threaten public confidence. The speculation surfaced in early 2019, moving through private circles before reaching the press. Whispers suggested an inappropriate relationship between William and Rose, a woman known within royal social circles. Though no proof was made public, the rumors' speed caused serious concern. Carole understood the danger to Catherine's marriage and public trust. Catherine was already under pressure from royal expectations and constant scrutiny. Carole stepped into her familiar role: protector, advisor, and strategist. Rather than reacting emotionally, she focused on containment, ensuring Catherine felt supported while preventing a public scandal. The stakes had never been higher. A British tabloid reported that Catherine had distanced herself from Rose, framing it as a personal disagreement while hinting at deeper issues. That vague suggestion fueled widespread speculation. Online forums and tabloids presented rumors as fact. The royal family offered no response. Rose's background intensified the intrigue. She lived near William and Catherine's country home, moved within the same elite circles, and held a noble title through marriage. Her proximity made the rumors feel plausible, creating a narrative easy to sensationalize. The rumors' timing proved particularly cruel. Catherine had given birth to Prince Louis in April 2018, just months before the speculation began circulating in late 2018 and early 2019. She was navigating the exhausting postpartum period with a third child while maintaining a full schedule of royal engagements. The physical and emotional demands of new motherhood made her especially vulnerable to rumors questioning her marriage's stability. The rural rival label, coined by The Sun, weaponized geography and social class simultaneously. Rose's aristocratic pedigree, a Marioness married into one of England's oldest families, contrasted sharply with Catherine's middle-class origins, the same background tabloids had attacked throughout her relationship with William. The phrase suggested Catherine was being outmaneuvered on her rival's home territory, Norfolk's aristocratic country set, where breeding and bloodlines still mattered. Carole recognized the rumor's particular danger. Unlike previous royal affair speculation involving anonymous figures or distant acquaintances, this involved someone within the family's immediate social circle. The Cambridges and Chaumont-Leys attended the same events. Their children played together. Their estates neighbored each other. The intimacy made the rumor feel credible in ways distant allegations never could. The British media's legal constraints created a paradox. Publications couldn't directly accuse William of adultery without facing libel suits, so they published carefully worded stories about tension and falling out that encouraged readers to draw their own conclusions. The vagueness proved more damaging than explicit allegations would have been. Readers filled the gaps with assumptions the publications never stated but clearly implied. Carole's intervention focused on preventing the rumor from reaching a tipping point where denial became necessary. She understood that palace denials dignify rumors, teaching the media that speculation can force official responses. Her strategy required patience. Let the story circulate within legal constraints, allow Rose's denial to stand unchallenged, and wait for newer scandals to replace this one in the news cycle. Rose denied the allegations through legal representatives. However, denials rarely stop rumors. The palace declined to comment, which some interpreted as confirmation. Years later, the story resurfaced through jokes on American television and renewed online discussion, forcing those involved to relive it. Matters escalated when major British publications quietly removed older articles. Stories referencing the alleged affair were edited or deleted without explanation. Instead of ending interest, these actions drew more attention and created the impression of something being hidden. Behind the scenes, Carole focused on limiting damage. she encouraged a firm but restrained approach. No emotional statements, no public confrontations, no escalation. The goal was to let the story fade. The strategy worked. Carole's involvement was never acknowledged publicly, but those close to the family describe her role as decisive. She balanced emotional support with a clear understanding of public perception, preventing speculation from becoming a defining scandal. How did Carole position Kate to meet William? How Carole orchestrated Kate's royal meeting? Carole's recent remarks have reignited the belief that Catherine's meeting with Prince William was carefully planned, not accidental. Royal biographers point to Carole as a decisive figure who understood opportunity and acted with focus and patience. From an early stage, Carole approached her daughter's future with structure. Catherine's schooling balanced social polish with academic credibility, placing her among Britain's upper circles. Carole paid close attention to environment, peer groups, and exposure, believing that proximity mattered as much as performance. Catherine originally planned to attend the University of Edinburgh, where her closest friends had secured places. Then everything changed. Shortly after news emerged that Prince William would attend St. Andrews, Catherine withdrew her Edinburgh application and reapplied there. The timing raised eyebrows. St. Andrews offered advantages beyond William being there. The university had an informal culture where students respected each other's privacy. Locals also valued discretion, knowing it protected the town's character and economy. William's presence brought prestige and security, making the environment safer for relationships to develop without media intrusion. The campus layout encouraged natural interaction. First-year students lived in close quarters at St. Salvator's Hall, sharing kitchens, dining areas, and common rooms. Unlike larger universities, St. Andrews made anonymity difficult. Catherine and William would see each other repeatedly, allowing friendship to grow organically. Carole understood how upper-class relationships often formed through repeated exposure in closed social circles, such as country weekends, shooting parties, or shared social seasons. St. Andrews replicated this kind of environment at university, providing opportunities for familiarity to grow without overt pursuit. Academically, the art history program played a strategic role. William's major was publicly known, and Catherine chose the same field. This ensured shared lectures, seminars, and study groups, placing her in his daily life, while maintaining a natural academic reason to interact. The turning point in their relationship came during a student fashion show in March 2001. Catherine participated in a runway event wearing a sheer ensemble over a bandeau and skirt. While student shows were common, her appearance left a strong impression on William. Throughout this period, Carole advised patience and careful positioning. Catherine was encouraged to build a genuine friendship first and allow romance to develop gradually. The approach worked. William and Catherine dated for nearly a year before going public, creating a foundation strong enough to withstand future media scrutiny. Switching universities so late was risky, but the move aligned perfectly with William's presence. St. Andrews offered distance from London, limited media access, and a setting where relationships could develop away from scrutiny. Strategically, it made sense. Commentators suggest Carole encouraged the change. William's choice created a narrow window. If Catherine were to meet him naturally, this was the moment. The decision created the possibility worth the risk. At St. Andrews, Catherine blended in quietly, focusing on studies and friendships. Their early connection grew slowly through shared classes, meals, and social spaces, forming a friendship built on familiarity rather than pressure. Their relationship shifted during a student charity fashion event. Catherine's appearance caught William off guard and altered how he saw her. What had been friendly became personal. The event marked a turning point. As the relationship developed, Carole remained involved behind the scenes. When Catherine struggled with media attention or uncertainty, she returned home for recalibration. Carole offered guidance on behavior, patience, and public perception, understanding that dating a future king required restraint, resilience, and long-term thinking. She studied social codes, learned how aristocratic families operated, and helped Catherine avoid relationship-ending missteps. This support became crucial as tabloids attacked Catherine's middle-class roots. Despite the pressure, Catherine remained steady. Those close to the family credit Carole's influence. She encouraged Catherine to stay grounded, avoid confrontation, and let time work in her favor. This approach was tested when Catherine and William separated in 2007. What calculated steps will lead William back to Catherine? Carole won William back. In 2007, Kate and William's relationship reached a breaking point. The pressures of William's military commitments and constant media scrutiny led to a highly publicized split. Behind the scenes, the period was painful for the family. Carole recognized the situation as a critical moment to act strategically. Rather than letting the breakup define her daughter, Carole planned Kate's comeback. Appear strong, confident, and unaffected. Every public appearance and social outing was carefully timed to convey resilience. The aim was to create a perception of independence and composure that would make William reconsider what he had lost. Carole encouraged Kate to spend time with friends, including those who had previously dated William, showing she was moving forward while reminding William of the companionship he was missing. Carole taught Kate to treat the media as a tool. Carole focused on Kate's appearances. Photographs showed her smiling, laughing, and enjoying life. Every event was carefully considered. The message was consistent. Kate was thriving despite heartbreak. By projecting independence and happiness, she created an environment where William could see the consequences of separation. The 2007 breakup was driven by real pressures. William had finished officer training at Sandhurst and was starting military service, facing uncertainty about his future. Serious dating required confronting decisions about marriage he wasn't ready for. In aristocratic circles, relationships were expected to progress or end. Remaining in limbo was not socially acceptable. Catherine managed the split with public composure, though privately, she was devastated. Carole understood that how Catherine handled the following months would determine whether reconciliation was possible. The goal was for William to recognize her absence as significant, rather than expecting her to wait passively. Appearances at polo matches were carefully planned. William's regular participation at the Beaufort Polo Club made it easy for Catherine to be seen socially while maintaining distance. Her presence with friends, friendly, confident, and attractive, kept her visible to William without suggesting pursuit. The proximity reminded him of what he had lost while signaling that Catherine was moving forward. Carole also shaped the narrative around Catherine's emotional state. She ensured the story emphasized mutual decision and ongoing friendship rather than heartbreak or desperation. This approach protected Catherine's dignity while keeping the door open for future reconciliation. The strategy required restraint. Catherine was advised not to reach out, explain herself, or seek closure, avoiding any behavior that might make it seem she needed William more than he needed her. This reversed the typical post-breakup dynamic, placing control in Catherine's hands. By late summer, William began to reconsider. Friends observed that he missed Catherine's stabilizing presence and realized other relationships could not match their compatibility. The separation clarified what he was giving up. When they reunited, it was on terms that made engagement inevitable. William understood that Catherine would not wait indefinitely, and that her absence highlighted her value. Within months, the strategy paid off. By July 2007, Kate and William reconciled. The reunion led to William proposing in 2010 with Princess Diana's sapphire ring. As Kate's future stabilized, Carole was securing something else entirely. How was she protecting the family's independence? The business empire Carole built from her kitchen table. Carole's strategic skills extended beyond guiding her daughter's royal life. While managing Kate's public image, She built a business that made the Middleton family financially independent and socially respected. Party Pieces, launched in 1987, started as a one-stop shop for children's party supplies. The business established the Middletons as modern, entrepreneurial, and capable, countering criticism about their social origins. Its headquarters is a functional, busy operation. Warehouses store thousands of products: party bags, costumes, tableware, garlands, and decorations. The website offers over 7,000 items, from trending themes like llamas to classics like princesses. Staff of about 30 work efficiently among the shelves. Carole works among them, staying close to operations. The office is practical, not stylish, reflecting Carole's hands-on approach. Carole's drive has roots in her early life. Born to a painter and decorator father, she spent her first months in a modest council flat. She never hid her humble beginnings. After leaving school at 16, she worked at an insurance company, but found office work unsatisfying. She returned to school, earned A-levels, and secured a competitive traineeship at John Lewis, retail's top training program. At Peter Jones, she developed a deep understanding of products and sales, skills she would later apply to her business and family. Carole started Party Pieces when mail-order catalogs were central to British retail. Companies like Next Directory had shown that customers would buy from photos and descriptions without seeing items in person. Party Pieces applied this idea to children's parties, a market that other retailers treated as seasonal extras rather than a dedicated category. A key partnership with Red House, a children's book club, gave the business a ready-made audience. Parents in the book club were already comfortable ordering by catalog, invested in their children's experiences, and willing to spend. Carole's distribution of 100,000 flyers reached exactly the families most likely to become customers. The business solved a real problem. Before Party Pieces, parents had to visit multiple shops, stationers for invitations, toy stores for party bags, grocers for tableware, costume shops for themes. Carole consolidated everything in one place, saving time and encouraging larger purchases. Convenience allowed the company to charge higher prices than individual items would normally cost. Carole also recognized that party planning carried emotional work parents were willing to pay to reduce. Catalogs offered complete solutions: coordinated invitations, decorations, tableware, party bags, and costumes for each theme. Parents could order a dinosaur or princess party and receive everything needed, eliminating the stress of planning while creating a polished, cohesive experience. The business launched at the right time. In the 1990s, more mothers were working, disposable income was rising, and parents were increasingly investing in their children's experiences. Birthday parties were becoming elaborate-themed events rather than simple home gatherings. Party Pieces tapped into this trend perfectly. By 2004, when Catherine's relationship with William became public, Party Pieces had already enjoyed 17 years of success. The business predated any royal connection, proving that the Middletons had built wealth and credibility independently. Party Pieces grew from a small startup into a recognizable brand. Carole oversaw every aspect from product selection to customer experience. She noticed trends early, adapted quickly, and maintained quality. The operation demonstrated her ability to create something lasting and valuable independently of her family's royal connection, providing financial security for the Middletons. With Kate facing a serious health challenge, why did Carole choose this moment to speak? Kate's cancer battle and why Carole finally spoke out now. Carole and Michael Middleton made their first public appearance in June 2024 since Catherine announced her cancer diagnosis in March. At Royal Ascot, Carole experienced a heel mishap on the soft turf. Prince William immediately stepped in to help, holding her hands and ensuring she could walk safely. Photographs captured the tenderness between William and his in-laws, while Catherine remained out of the public eye, continuing treatment privately. Observers noted the care William showed, and many called it a true sign of family closeness. Carole appeared composed, wearing a light blue floral dress and matching fascinator, presenting calm elegance while privately coping with her daughter's serious health challenges. Catherine was absent from the event due to ongoing preventative chemotherapy. Her treatment has been grueling, compounded by public scrutiny and relentless speculation about her health, her marriage, and her absence from official duties. She has made only brief public appearances, carefully managing exposure while focusing on recovery. Throughout this period, Carole has been the cornerstone of support, handling practical matters, childcare, and providing emotional stability. Carole's involvement has allowed Catherine to focus on her health while knowing her family is cared for. The relationship between mother and daughter has remained a source of strength. Carole has always played an active role with her royal grandchildren, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. She participates in christenings, casual outings, and family events, offering hands-on support. Catherine has relied on her mother for guidance with the pressures of motherhood and royal expectations. The relationship between the Middletons and the royal family goes beyond standard in-law dynamics. Carole and Michael have long been integral to William and Catherine's family life, providing trusted advice and daily support. Her influence is both practical and strategic, providing a foundation that allows the royal couple to operate under intense scrutiny. Catherine's cancer announcement on March 22, 2024, came after months of public absence that fueled widespread speculation. She had last been seen publicly at the Christmas Day church service in December 2023. The extended silence, beyond the usual winter break, allowed rumors to grow unchecked. In January, the palace had stated that Catherine underwent abdominal surgery and would return to duties after Easter. While this timeline seemed reasonable, the lack of regular updates left room for online theories to flourish. Social media users scrutinized palace statements, analyzed photos, and created elaborate scenarios about her absence. Tensions escalated in early March when a photo of Catherine with her children was released. Agencies quickly flagged the image as edited, and the resulting attention only increased speculation. The incident suggested to some that Catherine could not be photographed normally, reinforcing the idea that her health situation was more serious than publicly stated. Carole observed the situation with growing concern. The rumors were not just online noise, they affected Catherine's children, whose peers were exposed to the same social media narratives. The traditional palace approach of silence and minimal statements was failing to contain the spread of misinformation. Catherine's video announcement confirmed she was undergoing preventative chemotherapy after cancer was detected during surgery earlier in the year. This type of treatment indicated the cancer had been discovered incidentally, making her health situation more complex than initially understood. The conspiracy theories that emerged during Catherine's absence reached disturbing extremes. Social media platforms amplified claims that Catherine had died and the palace was concealing her death, that she had undergone catastrophic cosmetic surgery, leaving her disfigured, that she had fled to a psychiatric facility, or that she was being held against her will. TikTok videos analyzing her last known movements garnered millions of views. Twitter threads claimed to have proof that recent photographs showed body doubles rather than Catherine herself. The Mother's Day photograph incident on March 10th accelerated the spiral. Kensington Palace released a photo of Catherine with her 3 children, seemingly a normal family snapshot. Within hours, major photo agencies, including Associated Press, Reuters, and Getty Images, issued rare kill notices, instructing media outlets not to use the image due to evidence of manipulation. Catherine posted an apology on social media, admitting she had edited the photo like many amateur photographers do. But the damage was done. For conspiracy theorists, the incident confirmed their suspicions. If Catherine could participate in authentic photography, why release an edited image? The admission suggested she couldn't be photographed normally, reinforcing theories about disfigurement, body doubles, or worse. Analysis of the image's metadata and editing artifacts became obsessive, with amateur investigators claiming to identify specific alterations, proving nefarious intent. Carole watched the situation deteriorate with particular alarm regarding the children. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis attended schools where classmates had unrestricted social media access. Their peers were consuming the same conspiracy content spreading globally, creating potential for bullying or distressing conversations. The rumor mill wasn't just attacking Catherine's reputation, it was infiltrating her children's daily lives, threatening their emotional well-being and sense of security during their mother's genuine health crisis. Following this, Carole decided to speak publicly. She recognized that while Catherine had been transparent about her diagnosis, the ongoing online theories would not be resolved with a single video. Carole understood that the family needed a sustained, humanized narrative, someone to explain the situation personally in ways that palace protocols prevented Catherine from doing herself. Carole's decision to speak publicly represents a deliberate effort to manage the family narrative during a vulnerable time. With speculation and conspiracy, theories about Catherine's health, marriage, and absence running rampant, Carole chose to take control of the story, presenting the family as united, strong, and resilient, rather than allowing rumors to dominate. After all Carole has done for Kate, is it motherly devotion or calculated strategy? And will speaking out help or hurt her daughter? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.